All right, welcome back to the Explainer, everyone. Today, we are unpacking a June 5th update straight from the Linux Mint team, and honestly, it kind of caught me off guard. So, if you're a Linux user who sleeps soundly at night thinking your system is this impenetrable fortress, well, we really need to have a serious chat about some crucial cyber threats they've just disclosed. Let me just hit you with a question right out of the gate. Is Linux really immune to viruses? I mean, for decades, right? This has been a badge of honor in the community. It's almost a smug point of pride at tech meetups that if you run Linux, you literally don't have to stress over malware. But looking at this new data, is that actually true anymore? Okay, let's dive into this reality check. The Linux Mint team themselves recently reported serious security issues, basically shattering the whole immune to viruses myth. And what's wild is, this isn't some outside critique from a rival ecosystem. This is a massive wake-up call coming directly from inside the house. So here's our roadmap for today's explainer. We're going to cover the invincibility myth, the X-Reader PDF exploit, fake Linux download sites, Linux kernel vulnerabilities, safe software installation, and finally, some essential Linux security tips. Starting off with Section 1, the invincibility myth. The absolute biggest takeaway from this recent update is simple, but it's totally profound. Linux is a target. Cyber threats and malware are now actively hunting on the platform. The days of just installing your favorite distro and completely ignoring basic internet security, yeah, those are over. Whether you're on Windows, Mac OS, or Linux, the threat landscape has really homogenized, and our security habits absolutely have to match. Moving right along to Section 2, the X-Reader PDF exploit. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it highlights the terrifying simplicity of modern attacks. It's literally just 3 steps. Step 1, you download what looks like a totally safe, mundane PDF. Maybe it's a menu or a report. Step 2, you open it up in the default X-Reader application. And Step 3, bam, a single click inside that document completely compromises your computer. It completely bypasses that old assumption that local, non-executable files are automatically safe. Next up, Section 3, fake Linux download sites. It turns out there's a highly sophisticated network of spoofed imposter websites out there, and they are meticulously designed to look exactly like official Linux Mint applications. If you aren't double-checking your URLs, you might think you're grabbing a standard, verified tool, but you're actually handing over the keys to your system. They are literally weaponizing your trust in open-source brands to spread malware. Wild, right? This brings us to Section 4, Linux kernel vulnerabilities. And this brilliantly illustrates that vulnerabilities aren't just isolated to rogue apps or sketchy websites. The Linux Mint team found serious security issues directly within the Linux kernel itself. Think about that for a second. If the kernel is vulnerable, your entire architecture is at risk. It is a very stark reminder that staying absolutely religious about your system updates and security patches is definitely not optional anymore. All right, let's pivot to some solutions in Section 5, safe software installation. To neutralize the threat of those spoofed sites we just talked about, we've got to adapt our habits a bit. Step 1, just avoid third-party download sites altogether. Hunting for software on random search engine results is a massive risk right now. Step 2, always verify you are using official Linux Mint sources. Stick strictly to your built-in software manager and those official repositories. And finally, Section 6, Linux security tips. So the crucial point is really a set of rapid-fire takeaways to keep you safe. First, you've got to abandon that outdated immune to viruses mindset. Second, stay informed on recent cyber threats, which, hey, you're already doing by going through this explainer with me today. Third, protect against malware proactively rather than waiting for a breach. And finally, always verify your application sources. Adopting these habits puts the control right back in your hands. So, here is my final thought for you. Now that the invincibility myth is completely broken, how are you going to change your digital hygiene on Linux? Are you going to start double-checking those URLs? Will you be just a bit more cautious clicking around in everyday PDFs? The power to stay secure is entirely in your hands now. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Stay vigilant out there, and I will see you next time.